I can give you a hack over here, that is bonus tip. Welcome to the video. Today we will be discussing mistakes to avoid during the examination. Scoring high marks isn't it just about knowing the answer, it's about how you write them. Here are 5 common answer sheet mistakes that students make and how you can avoid them to score more. So let's see the first mistake which people usually make during the examination. The first mistake says that missing or wrong question number. So basically you have to write question number carefully so that the examiner find it easily. If the examiner cannot find the answer easily, you can lose marks. Always write the correct question number clearly and visibly. In my previous video also I have told you that you should write your answer number on the middle of the answer sheet so that the examiner can easily find the question number which you are answering it. So it's really important and you have to avoid this mistake in your examination. Second mistake is this untidy or hard to read handwriting. If your answer is right but unreadable, it won't help. Write neatly, use proper spacing, and underline the key points. So basically you have to write in such a handwriting that is readable so that the examiner can give you marks according to that, even though it contains some mistakes. So you have to write neatly so it's readable, and also for writing neatly you can follow the tips like writing it in a proper handwriting, giving a proper space, and underline the key points. So basically what you can do is just present your answer in such a way that the examiner just get impressed by your answer and gives you marks, even though you have written something irrelevant then too. So the third mistakes which people usually do is no margin structure. So basically what happened, you have an answer sheet, you have to draw a margin, and before that margin you don't have to write anything, because sometimes what happen is when the answer sheet just gets false or gets stapled, the answer which you have written below the margin, that answer just get vanished, so you won't get marks according to that. So what you have to do is draw a margin. After that margin you have to start writing your answer. So in this way you will get a structured and organized way answer. An organized answer sheet looks messy. Use margin, headline, and bullet points to structure your answer. So basically I have already talked about these things in detail in my video, you can check it out. And also use a margin so that your answer look neat and clean to the examiner. Fourth mistake that people usually do is writing outside the margin. What I just now told you, writing outside the margin will not help you fetch marks, because if that part just gets false or gets stapled, you won't get marks for that, because the answer is no more there. It's an incomplete answer. It won't complete your answer. Anything outside the margin might be ignored. What I just now told you. Stay inside the borders. Don't risk it. Okay. The fifth mistake which we are going to discuss is no final answer or conclusion highlighted. So basically you can do it. It's no need of a conclusion everywhere, but I can give you a hack over here, that is, after every answer, try to write key points. Like give a heading like key points and give it in a capital letter like this. So whatever you have written in your answer, just give them in a bullet points. Suppose we'll take an example of Kirchhoff's current law. So what you have told, definition. So you can write two or like you can write formula. Wait. You can just write definition and then 2-line definition, not more than 2 line. Then you have written formula, then you can write the formula here. Then whatever you have written in your answer, just make it into a short note so that the examiner just read your key points and give you marks according to that. Don't let your examiner to read the whole answer, because if he or she just find mistake in it, you will deduct your marks there. It's better to give a key point so that the examiner just give marks according to the key points. Okay, and don't give number, because numbering won't help you in fetching marks. Just try to give them in a bullet points, so that the examiner will give marks. If you number them, so according to the number he will give you 6, or if you're writing few points, then he will give you 3. So just don't do this mistake. Okay, so what you have to do is just give in a bullet point, so that the examiner will give marks according to that. Okay, the examiner don't have time to search your main points. That is why you have to just give it into key points, so that that person just understand whatever you have written in your answer. Highlight or box your final answer and conclusion clearly, so that the examiner don't have to find your answer. Now we will discuss the most important tip. So bonus tip, write for the examination eye. So you have to write according to the examiner eye, so that it just fascinate him, attracts him, and make you fetch marks. Okay, your job isn't it just to write, it's to make the examiner's job easier. Neat work, clear answer, and smart formatting, better marks guaranteed. So these things help you guarantee a better marks, that is neat work and clear answer and smart formatting. So basically you have to present your answer in such a format that it just fascinate the examiner's eye, and you have to make his job so easier that automatically he will volunteer himself to give you extra marks. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Till then, bye bye.